We're starting off high.
We can get a two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot. Ah!
You had accountability. Now, what I can...
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where, give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would...
Trust a human to raise back wolves?
Before I would trust a pack of humans to raise wolves.
Right. I hear you.
To the right.
Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings.
What's happening?
Guess who's back?
We back in this bitch.
We back again.
How long has it been, actually?
August 10th, sir. It has been 2.5 months.
Has it really?
Since our last production.
Oh,
I say that, and you know, I've seen you on Hit the Showers.
Yeah, we
ain't missed each other completely, but I miss you, man.
Shit!
Here we go again.
Attacked her, please. I ain't trying to run off camera so early. Oh.
Well. Well, we have a phantom guest seat camera up here.
She'll be here. If the cat don't get her.
It's obvious. Well, there's only one, and it's obvious. I mean, obviously she's related to you because she can't be on time for shit.
I'm always on time, baby. I'm always on time. I'm here right when you need me to be.
That's true. I can't be mad at you for
you
that.
know?
So, sir, what's been going on? What have you been up to for the last, 2.5 months?
Scratching and surviving.
Yeah.
And it ain't been good times.
It ain't been good times. No.
I mean, but I'm still breathing, so you gotta thank the man upstairs. But
right.
Let's see if we can't switch it up here soon.
You know, it's been a long 2.5 months. Team went 1-9 again, back-to-back years. The two worst seasons of my career.
That's tough.
It's rough, man. It's rough. So I think I told you this on Hit the Showers, but I announced my retirement from that school at the end of the season. I think that the staff is going to turn over completely, and there is no reason that school can't be good. Like, they've got decent facilities. I think they're good kids. I think they fall into the same trap that I think a lot of kids do now, where they don't want to fucking work. So,
guest in the building, that's you.
There you go. You want to introduce?
Hi, y'all.
Got my tank baby in the building.
Hi,
What's happening?
What's happening?
You know what it is.
Coolin'.
You know?
Oh, my goodness.
She grabbed that motherfucker like a
right.
singer. Like she's about to hit some notes.
She about to belt something out for us?
You know? No, let's see. Introducing. Oh my God, myself.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
introduce
so
yourself.
I'm so excited. This is Tay. Tay is here.
How you been?
Been coolin'. Hustling and surviving.
No-
Staying out the way.
You see what I'm saying?
Like I said, y'all related. Neither one of you can be on time.
I'm on time, baby.
Whatever.
We get theirs when we all. That's the
That,
time.
right. A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he early. He resides precisely when he means.
You mean? What was you talking about? Oh, the
Oh,
football
just
season.
talking about the football season.
So I heard you say that you're retiring from this team. Are you going are you putting your name out there? For some other...
Well, here's the deal: is that a certain little 9-year-old told me that he's going to play flag football next year.
So you think
or
you're gonna
playing
help coach
tackle
that?
football rather next year?
Okay.
And so, as long as he holds true to that, I will probably end up coaching that.
Okay, so we going from high school to little league.
Yeah, I mean, taking a step back, he's almost middle school, right? Like,
Right.
St. Cat's, it would have been considered middle school.
But you can't quite cuss them kids out like you.
No, so that's going to be an adjustment, which is good that I'm coaching. I coached flag this season too, and I'm coaching basketball this season.
Oh, you going back to basketball?
I am, man. We made it to the semifinals for the championship last year. Why wouldn't
had a
I?
decent team. Y'all did have a decent.
And we really didn't. Like, we had two good players plus Andrew.
He coaches football, but
yeah, I've coached high school football for 16 years.
Okay.
So I did 10 years at St. Charles, a year at Lyndon McKinley, and a year or 5 or 6 at Whitehall.
Okay.
So coming out of that. But yeah, little man told me he wants to play. He wants to play tackle. So
2-18 in the past 2 years is tough.
It is. It's
very tough. I don't know what.
Which is crazy because you remember how my career started at Whitehall, right?
Right.
We made the playoffs, won a playoff game, and came an inadvertent whistle away from beating Massillon in the second round of the playoffs.
So what is it exactly? Like, what the kids just don't want to come out?
Nah,
like,
I think
there's
that was
talent in that area.
There is. I think part of it was, honestly, the last 2 years there was no senior class. So for whatever reason, kids didn't stick it out with the program. But there are a bunch of sophomores this year that are going to be juniors with 3 years of playing experience.
Right.
So
they
we're not leaving whoever takes that program over in a bad spot.
That's what I was about to say. So they're gonna reverse that record.
I hope so.
Everybody gonna be like, it was Coach Mike's fault.
That's fine. I ended up with I told my guys, I told the offensive line on last Friday after the game that I wasn't coming back, and there were tears, and there's a couple of some of the parents sent me some pics of kind of the last hug on the field. So.
I saw you post them on Instagram.
Yeah.
So soft ass nigga. This nigga soft as fucking Charmin.
Why?
I mean, I guess you got to do that though.
I mean, it's out of respect for them and out of respect for the program.
Right.
And like,
I guess
I'm not leaving to go coach another team. I'm leaving to go coach my son.
I ain't that kind of coach. They'd have had to take pictures of that last kicking ass. I'm kicking your ass, send you on your way.
Cliff, if you actually dealt with that level of young people frequently, like you get attached to them. And I've seen a lot of those kids through some hard times.
That's my love language, though. I'm like Red Foreman.
I mean, I get it, but these were the 3 kids that it was about were 3 kids who have been through shit that I was there for them off the field.
Okay,
I'll just leave it at that.
All right.
But moving into the kiddos' 2 seasons, made it to the semifinals in flag as a coach again. That was nice. And then, did you see the highlight film of young A-Reg for soccer? His 2 diving saves, even though one of them got ricocheted in, but that was in the championship game.
Was it?
And it was actually, so all season, he's played goalie in the first half, and then it's rotated kids in the second half. Mm-hmm. Not only did the coaches decide, but the players decided.
Just let him rock.
They wanted him in goal the entire tournament.
That's what's up.
And he gave up, I think, a total of 2 goals across 3 games. So
that's what's up.
That's not bad.
His big-headed ass played tackle.
You and me both.
I'm trying to go out to those games. Fuck the flag.
I hear you. Trust me, dude. I fucking hate flag.
What are we drinking?
Today's episode not sponsored by Breeze. This is on my list of TikTok shop reviews. You know, it's got an interesting taste to it. Do I think it hits the same as alcohol? No.
Hell no.
But do I think that it's a mellow drink? It is. If you would like one, there's one in the mini fridge. You're more than welcome to help yourself to it.
I don't know.
They're actually pretty minimal.
What's the alcohol?
There is no alcohol. It's functional mushrooms.
Functional mushrooms.
It's supposed to be like
30 calories per can.
30 calories. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like
How you feel off of it?
I don't know. This is the only one I drank. I feel like it's
I feel like it's just a real mellow, like not even. It doesn't hit like buzz level.
Yeah,
but it's almost like a mellowed out high. Like it's not.
It's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
It's not alcohol. Okay. You know, but
so I'm the only one lifted.
I mean, no, you know, a little something.
I'm the only one lifted here. I've had some liquor tonight.
Have you?
Yes.
I haven't taken none. This is my last little bit from the last time.
That is the bottle of Tito's that won't die here at the Reggie house. At the studio.
I'll be responsible and shit.
Yeah, that's exactly how I define you every time I talk about you.
Trying to be
responsible.
Responsible and shit. What's going on? We got any verts though?
I mean, you got any?
Let me think.
Let's pick up where we left off. Hey, Cliff, you got any inadvertent thoughts?
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Like I sent you today that they got it to where you can bet on the election now.
Yeah, that's been a thing for a while.
Has it?
It has.
How has been a thing for a while if sports betting only been legal for about a year?
You're talking about in Ohio.
Oh, so they've been doing that other places for a while. Like you can go to Vegas and bet on the president.
I mean, I don't know where, but yes, this isn't a new phenomenon.
That's crazy to me, though, right? Because
no, and who do you think is swaying all the odds in Trump's favor right now in those betting odds? Trump, and he's gonna throw it at the end.
You think so?
He's just looking for one last payday.
He might be. He putting all his money on Kamala. Like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this up royally. But that goes to my inadvert though, right? Because I'm thinking wherever you have betting on anything, you definitely have manipulation.
It's definitely possible.
And I'm not saying that the voting system has ever been upright and honorable, but bringing in the gambling, especially what we know, like with the sports betting being legalized, I feel like it is room for some fuck shit.
I mean, if you believe the man in orange, he said it was already some fuck shit last election.
Well, you know, I'm like I said, I'm sure it's some fuck shit every election. I ain't even about to get into all
I mean, the big one recently was ballot boxes catching on fire in Oregon.
What, like this year?
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about it. And then, how far are we from like betting on just dumb shit?
I mean, you can bet on dumb shit.
I mean,
There's nothing stopping you from betting on dumb shit.
But I'm saying though, like we can now bet on random Call of Duty games, random
esports.
Fortnite and 2K and Madden games. We can bet on the president. How far are we away from like betting on doctors and shit? Like I'm going in for heart surgery and I put my life savings that this doctor successfully completes this surgery. Because if the nigga takes me out, I didn't lose for real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a wash.
But isn't that what you're already doing? Like you're gonna have to pay for that surgery whether it's successful or not.
I mean, you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay. I mean, I don't.
They will get their money one way or another, whether it's through you or through the government or through your insurance company.
Keep on going through the government with me because I ain't paying a motherfucking medical bill.
Well, then you should make your vote heard for universal health care.
Why? I already got it. What the fuck I need universal health care for if I already got it? No, I don't got it, but I'm not paying. Because I feel like y'all fuck us over all the time. Why am I going to pay for you to... No, I'm not doing that. Y'all better collect the money from the motherfucker who bails you out every trip. Damn, I had a vape. I think it's in my other bag.
Well, damn.
Man, you stop.
But yeah, man, I think there's plenty of dumb shit that you can bet on, and
the
one that drives me crazy, the betting that drives me crazy is betting on something like WWE, where it is already predetermined what is going to happen.
Right. But would that be easier or harder?
I mean, depends who you are.
I feel like it would almost be easier, right? Because like you said, it's almost a storyline.
It is.
So essentially, you're not betting on the player.
You're not betting
character.
on the athlete. You're betting on how the story plays
right.
out.
And if you know, there's a couple factors that you could use to, I feel like, get decent bets out of that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure the payouts aren't big though.
Right. Right. This whole gambling shit, whoever is running it
is making bank.
Hand over fucking fist.
The house never loses, Cliff.
Man, you hear me? And as much as people bet, and listen, I mean people I know, they're making so much fucking money, and it's a per day thing. Like,
oh no, I get it, dude. Spoke on it earlier. You and I talked about it. I gave a kid money for a car this summer because he moved out of district, but by new OHSAA rules, he could keep going to school. He could keep going to the same school because he's a senior. I bought his car. Tell me why I hear at the end of the season, oh, I cleared $1,800 on a bet the other day. I'm like, well, where's the 800? Where's the 800 I loaned you, sir?
You should put it in writing.
Now, obviously, if I gave him that money, I don't care if I get it back.
Right.
Obviously.
Right.
But still, it was like, come on now.
Yeah, I mean, that's his life, you know? No good deed goes unpunished. So
right.
You got to chalk that up. But at the end of the day, those wins don't come fast enough to make up for all of the money, the twos and fews that you put in.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Because don't get me wrong. I'm not as bad as a lot of people, but I'll put $30 in on a couple games in a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? $10 on this, $10 on that, $10 on that.
No doubt.
And if I lose all of them every day, that's just one nigga's cash that they adding up. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's doing it. There's group texts of people just hopping in on losing bets.
And this is why I don't gamble.
Tag team and losing bets.
I gamble in one place.
And then
I go to Vegas.
And then you get to that point where it's like, ooh, I gotta make my money back. So then you start gambling a little bit more.
Yeah, and that's where you collapse.
And then these motherfuckers got the nerve to have got gambling problems, call 1-800-GAMBLER at the bottom of the app. Like, bitch, you just see me bet $1,000 and lose it, and you gonna tell me 1-800-GAMBLER gonna help my problem?
I mean, it's the same with them having to put warning labels on cigarettes. People gonna do it anyways.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't charge for 1-800-GAMBLER.
Nah, I'm sure that is.
I'm
sure that's a regulatory thing.
You think?
Yeah.
That's like the doctor's
now,
office
if you
prescribing
actually
you something and then sending you a rehab card with your prescription.
And that's what I bet it is. Like 1-800-GAMBLER is to get you to acknowledge you have a problem. To go to actual therapy for it, that's when you get charged.
Right.
Not 1-800-GAMBLER. That's like a suicide prevention hotline.
Right. So these motherfuckers ain't even helping. They just making you feel worse about yourself. Like, just admit it, nigga. We got the stats. We see how much you put in.
Did you actually know that you've spent $332,000 on false bets here over the last 3 years?
And the nigga like, nah,
but you always complaining about not having enough money.
Nah, that don't add up. That don't add up. I don't think it was that much.
That's like me paying child support.
Hey, but
30,000 later. Oh wait, and I pay all the expenses. Cool.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, you hit. You hit. So you pay.
Oh man.
What you got?
In terms of inadvertence.
Mm-hmm.
So I teased this a little bit with you on text earlier. Like my inadvertent was. We hit a stretch of games in the middle of the season where, like, the pregame hype mix was shit I recognized. And then our pregame hype mix was all stuff I'm like, I don't know who this is.
Well, why was it that you didn't know who it was?
It just wasn't familiar to me.
Was it like?
I mean, it was probably all these artists that you were sending me. This dude just got off for Rico, and this is probably all those dudes because I ain't know any of it. That's not true. That's
Young
not
Thug
true.
Just got out. How you feel about that? They gave that nigga 15 years probation. You know he ain't getting out of that. They just like...
See, I am convinced you're the only person that cares about this.
No, it's not that I care.
I pay attention to celebrities, but I don't really...
See? Thank you, Tay. Thank you, Tay. Because he sent me all this shit earlier today, and I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck these people are. Like, why the fuck do I care? And he's like, nah, man, this is the biggest thing in all of news right now.
It is.
I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
It's a little out there, but I don't know.
Bigger than the election, bigger than...
No, I completely understand that.
So I
Ukraine.
pay attention to it like that.
But, that's just as bad as the fucking 1-800-GAMBLER shit.
How
Nah,
so?
for real, you know they play like that. Like, at that point, like, don't get me wrong, I understand that he took a plea deal to get out of jail and that been in there for over 2.5 years. But if you gonna give me 15 years probation, how much does that translate into in prison time? Because I might be more interested in that.
No.
You're not about to have me on a path for 15 years knowing there's gonna be a chance I fuck up.
Why you gonna fuck out?
You can violate your probation just by being around the motherfucker.
You sure can, but
you can violate your probation just by getting pulled over for a traffic stop.
Keep your ass in the house and stay to yourself.
So that's what I'm saying. You want me to be locked up in this house right here?
At least I can do whatever the fuck I want.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I can do what the fuck I feel. Ain't nobody gotta tell me shit when to go to bed, when to turn the TV off, when to what close the door, what to eat.
I mean,
when to eat. Yeah.
It's a losing game. It's like,
I mean, I could be on probation for the last 10 years and I wouldn't know because I ain't leaving the house to go do dumb shit.
Only thing that fucked me up is I can't smoke.
Right.
Well, I guess it depends on whether it's legal in the state in which you reside. If it's legal,
I don't think that they would still allow you, would they?
Why not? Unless that's a condition of the parole. It's not necessarily a condition of the parole.
That's a good point, huh?
Whatever his is.
But I mean, that wouldn't be a scale tipper for me anyway, because see, I know what it is that you're doing here. Especially when you had me on trial for 2. You know
what? If you'd rather go to jail, go to jail. You wouldn't sign the plea deal then.
Listen though, you had this nigga on for 2.5 years and couldn't get a guilty verdict out of him, but then would turn around and give him a 15-year probation. You think that they're still not gunning for him?
That's what a plea deal is, though, dude.
The government's fucked up.
You think they're still not gunning? That's what I'm saying.
Every
like
state.
Motherfuckers can think it's over now, like he's out. As long as he's clean and you know
it is.
I mean, he is though. As long as he's clean. And if he chooses to do dumb shit, he should get popped and locked up. Listen, that's on you.
He better be smart about what he do.
You know what? That's actually the part about today's text conversation that had me just baffled. These kids are fucking dumb.
Dumb.
When the fucking gangsters in our era were doing it, they got away with the shit.
A lot of them did.
Diddy been fucking doing this shit for 30 years.
Now he caught the fuck ass.
No, and they didn't even get him on anything. What they got him on was some bogus charges that aren't even going to stick because they couldn't get him on the real shit.
But Diddy was also an informant as well.
They will.
No shit.
He was working with them boys.
You don't think any of those dudes were? You don't think anybody of those dudes or anybody in those dudes' crew was working for him?
Well, no, I definitely agree there. But I'm saying that once you get in a situation like that, you've already been caught.
Yeah, no doubt.
You've already been caught. They're just allowing you to continue doing what it is that you do.
Well, and that's the whole reason Diddy was allowed to continue doing it, because he was doing shit for the rich and the powerful and the elite. He was getting bent over by old white dudes for the last 20 years.
Done.
So he was allowed to do it to other people as long as he kept serving it up to them.
Right. No, that's definitely the case. I can't see you. I can't. It's a trap at the end of the day. You got to think about how much money they spent on this trial for 2.5 years.
Yeah, and you got to think about how much money they have, and they don't give a fuck.
Oh no, I definitely agree there. But I'm saying, they don't just let shit go like that.
No, and they're not.
And I guarantee you, if they're not even waiting for the nigga to do nothing fucked up, I guarantee you, somebody right now plotting like, if he goes to this studio, we gonna catch him before he gets there.
And he'll
magically have something on him. I promise you.
He's already been flipped, dude. He's already an informant. That's part of the plea deal.
You think?
Yes. That's the only way you get away with it.
But who do you? I don't understand though. Who do you flip on?
And that's the question.
If you're the top dog,
why did he never flip? Probably because it was DAs and governors and shit and presidents that he was doing this shit for.
Well, Diddy knows he can't flip.
No, the point was Diddy already flipped.
No, that was his best.
That was what you said to start off the conversation. Was that Diddy's been an informant for years?
Right, but see, that's the thing though. No, that's the thing. See, that's where you got to confuse is. We can use you to get the people that we want, but flipping would be giving up bigger fish. If I'm already at the top of the food chain, there's no one else I can flip on except for my enemies.
And you think these two no-names are fucking top of the food chain?
I'm talking about in his organization, it was a RICO charge. That means they brought in the entire
so they're not going after his quote unquote organization. They're going after the organization that they report to. Whether that's a cartel, whether that's somebody in the government, like they ain't the top dog. I'm telling you that.
I don't know. I think they're more so playing gangster. I don't think that there's any cartel involvement. Like, we're not talking about the MS-13 or nothing like that. This is a record label that started acting like gang members.
Okay.
So you don't even have record like you would Bloods or Crips or, you know what I'm saying? This is just a record label. So if you're at the head of the top of the record label and you're conducting this activity.
To what end?
You are the fish.
To your own end? You're the only person benefiting from this?
I couldn't imagine who else would have been.
All right. Well, if that's the case,
I really couldn't imagine who else would have been. That's why everybody.
There's always a bigger fish. Is my point.
Definitely. But that's why everybody was clowning.
Everybody has a boss.
That's why everybody was clowning the trial to begin with, because it's like you're RICOing a record label.
Right.
You're not RICOing a gang. It's not gang act. So you're not. There's nothing gonna be on paper going on because they're a record label. They just, if you want to quote unquote call them a gang, they just came on the scene. So if you really wanted to RICO them, you didn't give them long enough.
I agree with that. But maybe that was the point. And the bigger point is probably somebody else. They were creeping in on somebody else's turf, a bigger fish, who sicked the feds on them.
That could definitely be the case. That could definitely be the case.
Bigger fish.
But if that is the case, you don't have any fingers to point to.
Well, and maybe that's why he ended up with probation and isn't in
you don't have any fingers to point to. And then what happened, and this is how I know it's a lot bigger of a trap than people think, is y'all made them motherfuckers look stupid. The judge was cussing out the prosecution. Like, y'all are just doing anything here. Like, this is crazy.
Well, it could just be that he fucked up with the wrong person and somebody had an axe to grind.
And wasn't the prosecutor was the same one, that black lady from Atlanta that was trying to prosecute Trump as well. So you can't take two L's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't take an L on Young Thug and an L on Trump. I didn't prosecute shit.
Right.
So now I never get to bump up to that next level of politician or governor.
Then that's exactly what it is. Somebody needed a win to boost their next.
Right, and now that it didn't work, and you got 15 years of probation.
See, I disagree, because I think a plea deal, because we don't know the terms of the deal. So a plea deal, you can count as a win.
I don't think so.
Because he pled guilty on all those charges.
I mean, I definitely agree, but I don't think, and they even made the statement before he did so, they said that the lawyer was like, he doesn't agree, and I think they would have won for real, because they didn't have much to put him on.
I hear you.
But he was like, I can't let them stall me out another 2.5 years sitting in jail, and I got kids and all that. If I can go home, I'll go home.
Right.
But that, again, that's the trap that you fell into.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants to go home to their kids, but if I know that 2.5 years could mean I'm scot-free, I gotta sit. Right. I love you, babies, but I gotta sit.
But for 15 years of probation, you're probably looking at least 10 in.
10, right? Right. But that's also
a long time.
That's also if you're convicted. If I know that they're falling apart as we speak.
But here's the deal: is that with the number of charges he was facing, like you weren't going to get off on all of them. And then if you're fighting it, they're not going to count them as concurrent. They're going to count them as sequential.
But that's also if they can convict.
Okay, but if you've got that many charges against you,
why'd it take them 2.5 years and they wasn't getting nowhere?
All right. I am just telling you, looking at it from the outside in, if you got that many against you, chances are you're getting locked up and for a decent amount of time, even if they're not major crimes.
I mean that's
you
possible.
got people getting locked up on drug charges for 6 years, 5 years, 10 years.
Man,
you've got 32 of them or 60 or whatever, how many ever counts were attributed to them?
Like 60.
Like even if you get off on half of them, and you assume that all right, best case scenario, I get off on half of them, I get knocked on half of them. They count each one of those sequentially. You locked up for a long fucking time, sir.
Right.
You're probably looking at 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and you're going to take 15 years of probation in a plea deal. Abso-fucking-lutely.
But at the same time, it all depends on what they could prove.
And, dude, if they brought that many charges, you can guarantee at least half of them would have stuck.
See, I don't know how much I believe that. I don't know how much I believe that just because 2.5 years for a case like this is crazy long.
Not for a RICO case.
You got for his specific trial.
I hear you.
Under
but what
the
I'm
RICO
saying
case.
is, I'm saying
You got him on 60-something charges, and it took you 2.5 years to get him down to probation in time served. That's pretty telling. That's pretty telling that you didn't have shit. You didn't have shit.
Or that they realized that it wasn't going, to your point, they realized it wasn't going anywhere.
Right.
But at the same time, that's still...
They didn't have three
That's
different
taking
judges.
a wild swing, dude, because you're talking about the difference between time served and 15 years under guard versus 60 years.
They had three different judges on the case.
We're not talking about 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. No, we're talking about 30 to 50 years.
They had three different judges on the case. One of them was removed for cooperating with the prosecution. That's it. That's all that information is damning.
If you think so.
No matter how you look at it. I'm just saying now, you kind of put a target on your back. You thought there was one on there before? You got 15 years of probation, bruh. Do you know what can happen in 15 years? And they're setting people up on purpose, and we know this.
Yeah.
So 15 years?
Well, no, because it'll be easier to get them on a parole violation.
Right. That's exactly.
Or a probation violation.
That shit crazy. Well, right. That shit crazy to me. But, like you said, the motherfucker ain't paying my bills. I'm just like, damn, like how close were you? It almost reminds me of that meme where it's like the dude digging through the wall and he's one hit away from the gold on the other side, but he turns back. It's like, damn, you was that close. You might have actually would have beat this. And then to let them get you like that.
As somebody who just talked about gambling, I don't know, man. That's a tough gamble.
But see,
to take. But that's how our legal system works.
Are yours, though. You know what I'm saying?
But that's how the legal system works. Is they put the threat of more in front of you
to
get you to take less.
Right. But that gambling is yours. Now I'm gambling on myself. If I was doing wrong, how well did I do it?
Well, I don't think any of these dudes did anything real well because they both ended up locked up. So. Or arrested.
Right.
The murder to hire plot's the one that cracks me up. like, we still don't know who killed Biggie and Tupac.
That's what I'm saying. That one I think that one's gonna drop too. I think they're gonna end up having to drop that one too.
You think so? I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about either one of the cases. I'm just giving you an outsider's perspective.
Right. Now, what's the name? Young Thug. Again, I just feel like he was a record label guy, came from the street, played a little too gangster, and got caught up in something. When you talking about Lil Durk and them, motherfuckers was raised by heads of gangs and shit. Now, I'm sure they move a little differently than the guy who played gangster from a record label. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But obviously not well enough to not get caught.
I mean, the music is what gets you caught ultimately. That's what got Young Thug caught. That's what got Durk caught. It's the music. It's what you put in your music. But then it becomes, how substantial is this evidence? You know what I'm saying? And you know,
all I'm gonna say to refute that is 187 on an undercover cop. No time. There you go.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right?
You get away with it if you're good at it.
But at the same time, they've made laws since then that makes song lyrics admissible in court. And remember, Jay-Z and them was trying to fight to change that, because at the end of the day, it is art. You know what I'm saying? You can have a bit of truth in your art. That don't mean you got to take everything I said as fact. Right. You know what
Otherwise, we'd be locking Eminem up for life all the time.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Have we checked his trunk lately? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure somebody was like, let me see if he really got bitches stuffed in his trunk. He's clear, boss. And they was like, I guess he's just making art. I mean, these niggas is dropping bodies.
He's touring with Obama right now, so.
And you see what I'm saying, though? You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers hate gangsters so fucking much. But then you trying to pay 50 Cent to perform at the RNC and shit. But you hate gangsters so much. Lock them up.
Who hates gangsters?
It sells.
It does sell. That's what I'm saying. But
money is hungry.
But you can't be on both sides like that. You can't lock
That's what
up.
America is founded on, sir.
And that's why I respect. That's why I respect 50 for saying no, right? Because you can't lock little niggas up. Because, we heard you say that you gunned so-and-so down in the alley, and that's how this looks, so we gonna charge you with this, and then bring 50 Cent in for the president of the United States to rap Mini-Men. Because the nigga got shot and it got grazed in his ear.
That's funny.
Come on now. You Mini-Men 50 Cent. Because you got grazed in your motherfucking orange-ass ear. Get the fuck out of here. That's what Young Thug was going to listen. He was going to hope Trump got in office. That's what he should have did. Fight the case. Hope Trump gets in office, and maybe he'll Kodak black me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of his I only got to do 4, because by the time Trump heads on out, he going to Kodak black me. Shit. They love rappers so much, right?
But he don't.
Trump exonerated Wayne and Black. Was that it?
Baby, I don't follow that orange man with nothing. I'm sorry.
Nah, he exonerated Kodak Black, and I believe it was Lil Wayne too. Was there anybody else of that community? So maybe Trump is, I don't know, maybe Trump's that guy. And we clearly know that you don't fall into the politician category. So that's probably why he like, fuck it, bring 50 Cent out. I ain't one of them. Mini-Men.
Done.
Mm-hmm. That's probably exactly what it was. They wish death upon me.
Okay, y'all been keeping up with the new shows that's coming out and stuff?
What new shows?
Okay, so did you see Beauty in Black?
What is that?
So you didn't see Beauty in Black? You didn't see it either? It's on
Where's it
Netflix.
on? It just came out?
Netflix,
What
yes.
is it? It might not be nothing I like.
Oh no, it's some shit you like.
Let me see.
It's crazy. Mike, you seen it?
I have not.
Not even the previews?
Like, I don't even think I've seen it pop up.
Oh my god.
Oh, it popped up.
So you said what?
It popped
Beauty
up
in Black
immediately.
is
Beauty in
crazy.
Black.
And I mean, it goes off the first 2 seconds
we're looking
of the
for
first
new
episode. It's only
shows,
8 episodes right now.
All right. Hey, can you pull that
What
mic
is
a little
it?
bit closer to you?
Yes. It's only 8 episodes right now.
What is it? I knew as soon as I
Baby
listened.
Tyler Perry going crazy.
Fuck, man, I ain't watching no damn Tyler Perry joint.
Watch the Tyler Perry joint.
It says, a stripper's fate takes a turn when she crosses paths with the wealthy, dysfunctional family behind the cosmetics dynasty and a devious tracking
Do
scheme.
you hear that?
Now
It's
that
crazy.
Yeah, it turned up towards
It's
the
crazy.
end of that.
And I
but-
fell no, I watched that. I finished. But it's crazy.
No. When did it drop?
Maybe what's this? We in November now? Maybe October.
I ain't gonna lie.
Middle of October?
So it is
It's
new.
new. For real. Yeah. It's been talking.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I've really just recently been watching sports. Yep, October 24th. So that
Yeah.
just came out.
Yeah.
Shit.
And it's crazy. I mean, the first 2 seconds of it goes off. Like, what
I don't
the
know.
fuck? Who you talking to?
I don't know if I'm rocking or
telling
nothing
you.
like that. As
I'm
soon as I
interested.
seen
Do
the
it. It's like that. And it got some scenes. I'm not going, for my peoples that's straight.
I'm glad
It
you
got some scenes.
I'm
gonna
glad
let
you
y'all know.
warned me.
Heads up. Heads up.
Tyler Perry though. Oh, it got my baby in it.
Who?
Kelly Rowland.
No.
No?
That's probably Mia Culpa off of Netflix. And that's
No,
my shit.
they showing her. They showing her. She ain't in there?
No.
Oh, well, fuck it then.
You almost had him sold.
Yeah, why you
Now
got
you
Got
turned-
her in it.
You should have let me. You should have let me think
Got
she
her.
was in it.
He might have watched
The
it.
8th episode, I'd have been like, "Tay, where the fuck is Kelly at?
Did you see Mia Culpa though?
Who's that?"
Oh my gosh, that's what Kelly's in on Netflix. It's a Tyler Perry movie.
I don't do Tyler
But that's
Perry.
kind of old. Mia Culpa, Tyler Perry.
I don't
That's Kelly
do
Rowland and
Tyler
Trevante Rhodes.
Perry.
And that was
Alright.
pretty good too.
Nah, my the recent Netflix watch for me was I tried to watch what is it the
Mendez brothers. or
Yeah, I
something?
tried to watch that.
Mendoza brothers.
I could not do it. The first episode, I was like, "There's nothing likable about any of these characters, and I am not interested." So now we're on season 3 of The Lincoln Lawyer, which is my jam.
Okay. I never watched it, and I never.
Mickey
seen
Holler.
Mendoza.
I thought that was a movie.
It might be, but it's a show. It's a Netflix series.
Okay, yeah, Lincoln Lawyer was a movie with what's the name? Matthew McConaughey, wasn't it?
I like him.
I mean, he was in a bunch of Lincoln commercials.
We love
Yeah.
him.
I'm
Was
pretty
it
sure
because of
he did.
that?
I think it was a movie.
You might be right.
We love Matthew.
I fuck with Matthew.
I do.
Yeah, there's a film and a drama, and the film stars Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
Okay, that
So
makes
he's
So
sense.
in
you're
the
not
series?
crazy. Was that?
He's not in this.
He's not in the series. It's a Hispanic dude. That's
Oh, well,
lead
man,
in
I
the-
might be interested in that.
You need to be interested.
That's a good. It's a good. I mean, it's a standard
I don't know if that's my
procedural.
style, and I'm
It
gonna keep it
is.
above.
Mike, you gonna watch it too.
Tyler Perry, I'll try it. I will, just cause you.
Cause it's crazy. You gonna see the shit and be like, what the fuck? Swear to God. Cause off the rip, first episode, they talking crazy.
All right. You know what one
I'm
that?
gonna tell you this. The first, one of the scenes, he was sitting in the car. Okay, do y'all know baddies, right? Baddies.
The
Baddies,
like
Zeus.
Baddies, New York,
Zeus.
and
Yeah, Midwest and all that.
Right.
Okay, so hi, my name is T. No? Okay, whatever. Y'all see her if you watch the bed.
No, I don't know
But
her.
whatever. She was sitting in the car with her pimp, quote unquote. Can't tell you too much. But she was sitting in the car with her pimp. And obviously she wasn't doing her job as like the head of the hoes, whatever.
Right.
Okay.
And he like, I'm about to replace you with the bitch that you can't get in line. Like, okay, keep playing.
Right.
And she like, well, I'm trying to make you happy. She tried to start doing her thing, and he like, bitch, are you serious?
Oh, I know. I seen that.
He said, open your mouth.
Right. He said, I seen all
And
the
open
niggas
it
that
wider.
been in your. I see all the niggas that's been up in
Do
there.
you think that's how that shit from you? Like,
I did
it's
see that.
crazy.
I did see that.
It's crazy. Like, watch that shit. I'm telling you.
All right.
I'm telling you. Watch it. And it's only 8 episodes.
That was what you said. Beauty in Black.
Yes.
All right.
It's only
Tyler Perry though
He's
is so
wreck.
he's weak.
He's wreck.
He's weak.
He's wreck. But he speaks to the shit that we doing today.
That nigga's weak.
He's wreck.
I don't like any Tyler Perry joint.
What?
I don't.
Some of them get on my nerves. I ain't gonna be.
I don't like any Tyler Perry joint. Like
I think my thing with Tyler Perry is I don't like his ones that are clearly just
They give soap opera.
that are just pandering.
Why would I want to watch that?
But it's a good storyline.
I do think his dramatic stuff is solid.
It is.
I
It's a good
don't.
storyline.
If you ain't in the ain't nobody coming.
Listen to that cat.
If you
good
ain't in the
storyline.
fucking dress and a wig, if you ain't Medea, you're not funny. You're not. There's nothing.
They're not all.
But
And I don't
but
even
that's
like
my
all
point.
the Medeas.
But that's my whole point is I do not like his comedies, but I do think he's got good
He got good
dramatic
drama,
chops.
yeah.
I don't think
It-
so.
It's based off.
He's
of
too
today.
over the top for me. Like
Based
everything
off
is
of
over the
today.
top.
It's based off of today. Today is over the top.
Not
That's
Tyler
facts.
Perry.
Today is over the top.
Let me find
I'm
out.
sorry if I hear one more
He just dimmed it
Sherrod Brown,
down.
anti-Sherrod
my
Brown
God,
ad.
If anybody
that?
else text me.
I be cussing them out. I
And
be
if
cussing them
anybody
out.
else texts me, how do you get my number?
Right.
Because
Right.
you're a registered Democrat.
No, I'm registered independent.
I don't think I'm a registered Democrat either, and they just be blowing my shit up. To be honest, I don't.
I mean, it's open. Like I said, everything is extra nowadays. It's
I don't.
is.
Not
You
Tyler
can
Perry
Google your
extra.
house. You can Google everything.
Not Tyler Perry
You
extra.
can Google your Facebook.
You can what?
Google your Facebook.
What's that mean?
You can Google your Facebook. Clifford Jones Jennings.
And what's that like? What?
Pop up, boom. Somebody found your Facebook. They don't have to be your friend just to find everything. It's just out in the open.
Well, yeah, we knew that. That's been the case. That's
Right.
been the
It's
case.
getting worse.
Shit's public domain. You can look up my name and
getting
my
worse.
address.
It's getting worse.
Come find me.
If you'd like, you know, I'm not
Bad.
hiding from anybody. I'm just saying, you can. All that information's been out there, but
Since the days of MySpace.
you hear me?
MySpace.
And Black Planet.
Black Planet.
You know, Mike was creeping Black Planet. You know, Mike had a Black
do a
Planet
shot.
page. You want to?
Let's do a shot.
All right.
I ain't got no.
Other shows. The one that I have been watching lately. Oh, you got one more on this? What
Go
you
ahead, I
got?
don't want to cut you off.
The one that I have been watching lately is The Penguin.
Okay, I haven't.
And while, yes, it's attached to the
Colin
Batman.
Farrell.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Dude, it's on HBO Max.
HBO Max.
It is a straight like gangster show.
Well, the
Like, it
Penguin
is
was
the-
a gangster.
No, exactly, but you wouldn't if they didn't call him the Penguin and they didn't reference Gotham, you wouldn't know it's a comic book show.
What was the It's one show on Netflix that's Gangs of London.
Wait, before we go crazy, did you ever watch Ozark?
Yeah, Ozark's fantastic.
You're looking crazy, so that means you haven't.
Ozark's the one with the
Jason Bateman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The twin. I was about to say.
Who?
He's a twin.
Yeah, he is.
Jason?
He has a twin sister, and they was
Jason?
in that one show back in the
Say
day.
yes, so I can stop saying Jason.
Yes. But yeah, no, that's him. I can't get into that.
No.
I couldn't
What?
get into that.
Clifford.
I watched like
I'm
the.
giving your government. I'm sorry.
I watched like the
I am
first.
sick of it.
Well, it's always posted everywhere.
I don't give a fuck, but I'm sick of it.
I appreciated the Jones too. I was like, I know what she's doing. Look at my baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciated it, but they know me. I'm not hiding from nothing. You know what I'm saying?
What?
I will tell you that looking at or watching The Penguin, one, you can't tell it's Colin Farrell.
I gotta get it.
I've been watching it with
I gotta get HBO Max though.
with one of my partners, and she has asked me like 7 times, like, "Are you sure that's Colin Farrell?" And I'm like, "Yes, I've shown you the credits."
No, it's definitely Colin Farrell.
But the makeup, his character in it, and just the overall like gangster story. It starts off with basically him and another individual kind of taking out an entire crime family.
Right.
Listen, I gotta get
And then
into
it's
it.
everything that comes after it.
I don't care for series. I'm not gonna beat you. I will.
For real? You like a movie over
than
series?
a
I'm
series.
opposite.
Gosh damn!
I feel like the movie is over too quick.
Don't give me no credits.
It is
like
it depends on what it is. Like there are some things that should only stick to movies, and there are some things that deserve a series.
No, I agree. I think my issue with the movie is that you try to squeeze so much into so little that I can recognize holes in your game. Like, well, they never even touched on that.
Well,
what happened with so and so? What's going?
It's what you and I talked about with Dune, even. Like the way Dune, which was, you know, for all intent and purposes, those two movies are 1 6-hour movie.
Right.
They still missed a quarter of the book.
And I wouldn't know the book, but you remember I was even asking questions. Like, well, what happened with? Did we ever? And I'm still pissed. I'm still pissed that they had the war scene with the dude in the white that was coming to save the day, and they never even touched on him.
They never even showed.
Never even showed who that was.
Right.
Like, that's why I'd be like, a series, if you missed that in a series, you're trash.
Right.
You had time. You have to
But in a movie,
time.
it is what it is. Yeah.
You know, in a movie, you like, shit, we got to cut something, cut that and that and that. Nah, don't cut nothing. Let me know exactly what's happening.
Speaking of Dune, the Bene Gesserit series starts this month, I think, on HBO Max. So it is basically the rise of the women. Yep. And how they came to be the
witchy women,
the witches behind the scenes. Yeah.
No witchy women. His mama was on one.
What would it be?
If I could have one,
what would it be? Since we on witches, Halloween. Happy Halloween, y'all. Even though it's over October.
Right. Happy belated.
Yeah.
What would my superpower
What would it be, Mike? What would it be? I'm teleporting. I'm not gonna beat you. Teleport.
Teleporting is a hard one to pass up.
Or my second one is reminds.
See, I feel like if you're gonna read minds, it would be best to manipulate.
Yeah, it's hard not to take. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard not to take mind reading to a bad place.
Right. I don't want to just know what you're thinking. I want to be able to manipulate your thoughts.
You're right. I want to control it and read it.
Right. So I might need you to, but you can argue that people have that power already.
It's fair.
Mind reading.
With everything with
not
all,
even
all
mind
we
reading,
put ourselves out there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's men.
I want.
You think so? I think it's more women than men.
Okay,
you think,
50-50.
yeah, manipulate.
I give it 50-50.
No,
I'm a fair individual.
Yeah,
I'm a fair woman. I ain't gonna be sure. I am. I'm a fair woman. I swear to God. I'm not one of them like, oh, he fucking me, so it's time to pay bills. No, bitch. You're fucking too. You're getting something too.
Right.
So I'm not like that.
What I want is
I'm a fair.
Right.
What I want is the 5-minute rewind.
What was that one more time?
I want the 5-minute rewind. I don't want to be able to go back in time so far that I can really fuck shit up. I want to be able to correct a mistake that was just made. Okay,
I agree.
But you have to be able to recognize that the mistake was made.
Oh, trust me, the mistakes I make, I recognize right away that I shouldn't have said that shit.
Yes. That takes maybe about I give it about an hour time frame.
What would mine be? Teleporting is a fire one.
Yeah, mine's teleporting. All day. He's a super speed.
Super speed?
Super speed. He want to be Dash.
See, I don't know. I feel like
A-Train.
that shit can be used against you. You know what I'm saying? But what would I want? Wouldn't be like no super strength or nothing like that.
Stretch your limbs?
No stretching.
I know what it is. I know which one it is.
What?
You want to be able to shift.
Shapeshift. Ooh.
No, not shapeshift.
Just shift what?
Dimensional shift.
Oh.
That's pretty. See, nah, I don't even know. Nope, that wouldn't be good.
What's the catch with that though? No, when you go back, are you changing shit?
No, it ain't even about changing.
Parallel.
Shit. I feel like you'd have to have compound, right? Because just me being able to shift into a different dimension could shift me into a dimension of higher beings that are way better than anything I can do. And now I'm running dimensions because I got into theirs, and now they looking at me like, catch him. No, we don't care if he went to Earth. Keep going, get him.
That's what's already.
And now I'm shifting dimensions for the rest of my life.
Well, maybe you could be the one that finally closes the loop on this whole UFO thing.
UFO. So y'all believe in aliens?
Oh, definitely. Whether or not they're here is the question, or whether or not they're alien is the question.
That's my thing.
Do you believe in the AI? All of this. Did y'all see the meme, or not even a meme? It was a picture of a robot type, and he had his ear out and everything, but they had a regular face, regular clothes and everything, and they had a girl and it was a man, too.
Right.
And it was just sitting at a game.
I mean, I believe it.
What?
I think we
wouldn't
are to that point.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we haven't.
But what does that mean?
Well,
What are we doing?
Right now, they're just seeing what they can do.
Well, see, here's the thing, though.
It's still in the test
Here's the
phases.
thing, though. What we know about this government, this world, whatever you want to call it, the powers that be, is that they only release information
when it's beneficial to them.
Exactly. So I wouldn't be surprised if they wasn't showing this like slow progression of AI shit, and they already got AIs that are like us.
Yeah.
Like, no, this you wouldn't be able to tell this nigga's a robot.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
This is
you
what-
looking like, oh, that nigga look weird over there. You got a stiff. You know what I'm saying? Why is his ear looking like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sure.
What do you mean, Cliff?
Yeah, I've been wanting to stab you for a while now. I'm trying to tell you, Carnegie Mellon. I'm going to get you one day just to cut you, see what's on the inside.
The first inch and a half is all skin and blood, just to make you think.
That would be smart as fuck, wouldn't it? So I had to go deep. I gotta go deep.
Listen.
Autopsy in it. But
Hey, Cliff, as part of my will, not only will you get my phone to be the keeper of the phone, I'll let you be there when they cut me open.
okay,
Right?
I just want to see what's on the inside because I don't think it's nothing like mine. You know what I'm saying? But
Crazy.
it's the same with weapons, right? Like they'll show you a weapon.
Oh yeah, the fact that they showed us the Dragonfire laser, they already have those things posted in the sky.
Been there. That's what I'm. Listen, we've
Who
seen.
showed us this? The government?
Yeah. London, the London Defense Force acknowledged the fact that they had basically lasers
So
used to take drones out of the sky, supposedly. But if they're showing us that, they already have those mounted to satellites and can
but you
burn
know
down
what though?
cities.
And I gotta remember what my point was, but that doesn't make sense. Why would you take drones out of the sky with a laser? Why?
What are the
Why
drones
not?
picking up?
Because first of all, even if the laser was wide enough, right? Like say what happened.
Yeah,
in
and
Hawaii
usually it's a pinpoint thing. Yeah,
and we know that you can from the China, you can have
from China.
over 8,000 simultaneously doing something at a time. That would mean that you would have to shoot the laser like this to
How
be
you do
able
it?
to hit
How
them
you do
all. It's not just one big wide range that takes them
No.
all out. Why wouldn't you have an EMP then?
How you shoot it?
Wouldn't an EMP work better than a laser?
But EMP, you have more collateral damage.
How you shoot your lasers again? Show me.
Like this, you know, like you got, like I'm saying, like a sprinkler. Like you got to be up there, like hitting like all the drones, and you just firing laser off everywhere. You don't know what residuals is taking place from that.
Bing, bing.
I mean, but you're less collateral damage because it's a narrower field.
But my whole thing is, if you're firing the EMP into the sky, where a drone would be,
It's true.
what residual do you then have? Hope
I
a
don't-
plane's not in, the background. But
I don't think EMPs are as prolific or as versatile as people think they are. I think that they are targeted at very specific things about what they can
I
take
agree.
out.
I agree. But my nigga, we're talking about a laser. Like we went from a laser pointer, a laser dot on your gun, to a satellite that can shoot a laser so wide it can burn down states.
I don't necessarily know that.
Not like the whole thing, but you know what I'm saying? Like how they burnt the whole road up in Hawaii.
I guess it depends. It depends on. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know what they have. Like I was gonna say, it's something they can continuously fire and move, but that doesn't mean that it's a wide beam.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So if
Yeah.
you're going at 8,000 drones, you got to spray that sprinkler.
Well, and I
You
don't
can't
think they're
just
going
keep
at.
it in
Spray
one.
that
I
It's
think
going
it's designed
everywhere.
to take one out at a time, not to take out a whole field of them at a time.
And then that's okay. So a drone's this big, and I know there's bigger ones, of course. I know
If they're carrying warheads,
Right.
they're
I know there's
this big.
right. I know there's size of planes, and
Yeah.
you know there are those. But I'm saying it's not big enough for you to need all that firepower. That's not the best way. I couldn't imagine.
I don't disagree with you.
For you to take out a drone.
What's interesting is so you went to the drone side of the conversation, did you see the footage of I think it was somewhere between a dozen and 50 drones, unmanned aerial vehicles, just flying over Langley?
Where's Langley? The airport? The
Air Force Base?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
And their drone jamming technology didn't work. Like, they had no way to
Oh, so they don't even know whose drones these are.
Right. It's because they're not of known intelligence, we'll put it that way.
I don't even know if that's the case. I mean, that definitely very well could be the case. And I guess to round it all the way back to the original, well, not quite your original question, but what I was getting at before we get there is we've seen weapons that they've released in movies, all kinds of shit, where no, military will come out and say they've had that for 10 years. They've been doing that for 10 years. Yeah. So you can rest assured if they're choosing...
The SR-71 Blackbird had been around for 30 years before X-Men put it in the cartoon.
So you can rest assured if they're putting out AIs now, that's only because they want you to think they're so rudimentary. But they really have them on a different scale. They're just choosing to show you this image of the AI. I think what's
interesting with AI is that I think it started more as a civilian technology.
You said it started as what?
I think it started more as a civilian technology. And the government may have co-opted it, but I think it started more in the civilian space.
You think?
Whereas weapons and flight and Project Immaculate Constellation are more about military technology.
I mean, I told you what I think, honestly. And do I think aliens are real? I think that there are things other than us that are real that may have inhabited this space long before we've been here. That's what I do think. I don't know about what. You can call it an alien, you can call it a fallen angel, you can call it whatever title you want to throw on it. But we know that we can't see the true electromagnetic field that goes on around us. We know animals can, but we can't. That's maybe why you see a dog run off before something takes place, because you're like, wait, he's seen something. I'm not seeing what he's seeing.
Well, and I think even taking it a step further, the one that got me was
what I'm saying?
This TikTok video of a young kid talking about a two-dimensional being would see things in one dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Us as three-dimensional beings see the world in two-dimensional. Like, yes, we're aware it's third-dimensional because we can progress through it.
Right.
But our visual acuity is only what's in front of us, and it's a 2D image.
Right.
Theoretically, there could be fourth-dimensional beings that can see another layer and would see us as almost like flat images on a piece of paper.
Right.
Something is up.
Oh, something's definitely up.
Something's up. Y'all ever do world, like the glitches?
Uh-huh.
The glitch?
Uh-huh.
Y'all seen them? Have you seen one? Have you seen a glitch?
I've seen
in person.
I've seen one in person that I tried to explain to my mother and my grandfather, and they were explaining to me the like the physics of it. Like, you know how like when you can, like, you're driving and a plane's going
and you can see it
and it looks like it's stopped at a point. My nigga, I saw that shit, blew my mind. Nobody else is on the road though. I stopped my car to look at the plane. Was not moving. I was telling everybody, it was like, Cliff, that's not right. It was moving. I said, my nigga, it's a plane. You know what I'm saying? It's not that far away from me. There's no way I can stop in the middle of the road and this motherfucker did not take off. There's no way. And everybody was like, nah, you're tripping.
It's just floating.
Well, I'm not tripping.
And you and I have talked about, like, the Prescavoo moments I've had with, like, dreams that become reality within
I have those all the time. Well, not all the time, but...
Like, I think that gives credence to the parallel universe. Like, dream walking is...
Nope,
dreaming is dream walking through parallel universes.
Wait, go ahead, go back to this.
I said, I think that those examples of Prescavoo are actually proof to me that dreaming is actually dream walking through parallel universes.
That is crazy.
That when you dream, you are actually living out your life in a parallel universe.
I think I agree with that.
I think I agree too.
I agree with that.
That goes to my next question. Have you ever had a dream you kept going back to?
Yes.
Yep.
Every night, and I mean for a while.
No, I haven't had nothing like that. Like
For a while. I
but
swear, me
not
and
like
you
every
were
night.
Trapped.
Yeah, no, I've had those
I've
like
had
that.
a dream for at least maybe 2-3 weeks. No cap.
Recently?
No, not recently,
Okay.
but I will never forget it.
Yeah.
We were trapped.
Mine was almost
In a basement. Running
sequential.
from someone.
It's
Mine
always
was almost
that.
sequential. It
But this
was
was crazy.
it was a dream about some kind of catastrophic event. I'm in the car driving away from it. I can see it happening behind me. And then the next week or 2 weeks worth of dreams, because I don't dream that often, and so like when I have ones, I remember them. Was me living in the aftermath of that calamity.
That's interesting.
That's crazy.
I had one recently that really
Dreams
kind of
are
shook
real.
me to my core.
What was that?
It was like you said, it was a catastrophic event. It was like bombs going off. Like, but
So what were you doing?
I was in that shit.
Just
Like
running
it
around
happened.
in the streets?
No, like, there was no time. Like it was like bombs were going off, and the earth was falling in. Like the
Ground was sinking.
exactly.
all of that.
So as the bombs were going off, of course you see like explosions and flames, but it was like I was falling into the earth as I was seeing.
Everything happened. Yes.
And I was like, whoa. And it wasn't just like I'm
That's
just
some
falling in darkness. No, it was like I'm falling off of pieces of ground that were I was like,
Into
man,
the
that
dark
seemed a
abyss.
little too real
Yeah.
for me.
Into the dark abyss.
Man, it seemed a little too real for me, and it definitely had me feeling away when I woke up.
Well, and you and I have talked about an example, I think, Kristian Harloff or whatever shared on a podcast at one point, which was dude was in a car accident, and everything in his life after that car accident was different. Like, the people around him had personality differences. There were different looks, different feels to everything. I think that that's also possible. Is that when you experience a near-death experience, you might actually shift into a parallel universe where you didn't die. And I think that's one that kind of that one will get you from if you think about it too much. Like I imagine most people have had some level of near death or potential death situations in their life. And like, what was different after that? And was it you or was it everything around you?
Nah, I think I'm just hard-headed.
Well, no shit.
I think I'm just hard-headed at the end of the day, because I've had at least probably 3 legit near-death experiences, and nothing changes.
No.
I don't get more careful. I don't value life more.
But that's my point, though. It's not that you changed. Did anything around you change?
Maybe the people you're around.
I mean, it could quite possibly be the case. Well, you know what? That's actually an interesting question, because when I think back on it, I can't even attest it to any change. Like, I feel like if I would have noticed a change in somebody, that probably just would have been my mind saying, that's who that motherfucker was all the time. You just didn't see it before.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be like, oh, because something happened to me, this nigga is now. Nah, that was how that nigga was before. I'm just now seeing the shit.
Yeah.
But, I don't really think like that. But to your point, I was just scrolling through Instagram the other day. I can't think of the dude's name, but he was like a bodybuilder before. I wouldn't call him a bodybuilder, but he was, he looked like a musclehead kind of guy. And he got into a fight at a bar, and I guess some people jumped him. He was like almost dead. And when he woke up, he was like a legit genius. Like, and now he does like TED Talks and shit about like quantum physics and shit. And you can look at like the before after picture and be like, that nigga don't know nothing about no quantum physics. I know that factually. My nigga had a buzz cut pose like this. He don't know shit about no fucking quantum physics, my nigga. He don't know nothing about quantum. So how the fuck this nigga now knows about, you know what I'm saying? And I do think that there's a shift, like you said, because that was the same thing with the comedian, Hedberg.
Okay.
Mitch
Yeah.
Not Mitch.
Mitch Hedberg.
It is Mitch? Yeah, he got hit by a car, and they said he was like a real, like careful kind of, guy. And then when he got hit by a car, he was wild and crazy, and that's when his comedy career. They said people were saying he wouldn't even have done comedy before that car accident. Happened. But once they said the same thing happened with Roseanne.
Yeah.
She had a traumatic head injury, and they said afterwards she, developed her humor and started her comedy career. I do think there could be truth to you switching timelines.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it might not be meant for you to go, but this body's out of it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get this one back right. So we're going to have to move you to this timeline where we can put you in a good...
It's shifting.
So you believe in reincarnation?
I don't know.
I think it depends. For me, it depends on the definition of reincarnation.
Right.
Like,
in this sense,
who was it?
Simply coming back as something else.
Yeah.
As something else?
Oh, fuck.
As something else.
Who's the dude? Bashir.
The Indian dude?
The dude who supposedly communicates with
the
aliens
weird
or
dude.
whatever. He specifically talks about, like, reincarnation, but not reincarnation how we think about it. It is, you are simultaneously living 30 different lives.
Right.
But they're all in parallel universes, parallel time, or different time frames, but you're experiencing them in some kind of, like, hub world all at the same time. And so when you dream, it's seeing that. When you have intuition about something, it's because you've already seen it in a different
timeline.
I can almost buy into that more than I can straight reincarnation. It's more that you're living parallel lives all the time. And if you die in one, you simply are able to focus in on, I think about it as flipping channels on the TV. All those channels are always on. Right. It's just, what are you watching?
Right. See, me, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the word in itself doesn't do justice to the thoughts in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because when you say something like reincarnation, it puts you on a track that everybody believes you die, you come back. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I feel like if life is a test, right, and the goal is to elevate high enough to be able to move on to that next world, whether it be heaven or whatever you want to call it, I feel like if you haven't, I do feel like you get put in additional positions. Maybe worse, maybe better. You know what I'm saying? Maybe more temptation, maybe less. But I do feel like certain people, because I don't think it happens to everybody, but I do think certain people get additional chances, if that makes sense. So just the fact that I can say that I've had 3 legitimate near-death experiences, and some of you know them, it's like, how do you do that and not go?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, essentially what I'm getting at is,
so basically
I
what
could
we're
be on
getting
my
at
reincarnated
is that,
life now.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like it's still in the same 38 years of my life, I could have already gone and been put back in this position to see if you make the same mistakes again.
And what I think that this means is that Cliff was actually a white overseer over slaves in his past lives. That's why he's being treated this way.
If anything, I was a black overseer of white slaves.
Even worse.
I had white slaves.
Oh, you had white slaves?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What fantasy world are you living in?
Nah, that could never be the case, because then I would have more empathy for y'all.
Shut up. I just
fucking lab coats.
I'm just keep
it all over it.
Oh man.
Whoa, yeah.
That was a joke, but it was
so.
Is
true. That what your power is? Was Mike right? That you would not shape shift, but shift.
Shift dimensions. You know what? It might be funny.
Yes or no? I don't need all that extra.
I don't think that would be what I would choose.
But with the capital B, capital UT.
Maybe it's already my superpower.
There you go.
But see,
I've heard that though before.
I think that everybody
People
has
say that you're actual supernatural. people
Right.
have supernatural powers.
Right. And I feel
when
like
you see people lift cars and
Right.
shit,
right.
people not really paying attention. It's like, oh, he's strong.
Nah, I feel
No,
like
motherfucker, pay attention. I
but
don't
certain
know.
cars you
It's
can
what it
lift on your
is.
own.
That's true.
No, what you
Like
say?
them little old boxy Toyotas.
What did you say?
We used to pick them up all the time
Yeah,
and like put them
pick up the back end. Yeah.
and scoot it and then scoot the We used to do that all the time back in the day.
I mean, to an extent, though. But you see, Incredible, quote unquote, his workout is lifting trains.
Right.
Type
right.
shit.
I don't know if anybody that.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if you're like that, brolic. But as far as like dimensional shifting, like astral projection, shit like that, I feel like that's built in.
Well,
That's built into our DNA. It's just
remote viewing.
right. It's just a matter of, and that's essentially astral projection.
Yeah.
It's a matter of the things that they
another
put. Fluoride in the water, over processed foods, poison and everything. I feel like all of that does a toll on
The body.
right.
The mind.
definitely.
Especially the pineal
brain.
gland, and we know that that's supposed to be the number one thing we got going. So
Operate.
if there's attack on the pineal gland, then clearly you know that we're capable of doing something more than we're
We
doing,
are
and you're wanting to keep us asleep.
We're supernatural.
I think
Men
so.
and women
Well,
for a fact,
we're-
play
we're-
too many games.
You know what I'm about to do though?
Human alien hybrids.
about to
It's
tell me?
just how much of the
Oh, I
alien
bet I'm about
do.
to tell
I
you.
bet you have to tell me.
I think I'm about to. I'm not gonna do it tonight because I'll probably be a little too buzzed. But I'm gonna do a meditation.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna lay my black ass down to sleep. And I'm gonna try to astral project to London to try to take out these fucking Rothschilds. You hear
So
what
have
I'm
you
saying?
actually had an actual projection?
Oh, I'm sure I have.
An outer body experience. Have you ever had one? Literally.
I've never seen myself.
Okay, I have.
I have seen myself, and I was young. I was
So you had a young day.
5 or 6, and I remember laying in the bathtub, and I remember being able.
You were actually 5 or 6, or you were looking at your 5 or 6
No,
year
I
old
was
self?
actually 5 or
Okay.
6 when this happened.
Okay.
I'm saying that's the
And
outer body
I
experience,
remember
right?
being able to see myself from above.
Yeah.
That might have been your angel leaving.
Maybe.
I literally got up. I was lit.
Oh, yeah.
Lit. I was laying down, and I thought I got up. I had a glass of water. I told somebody, bring me some water. I got up. I thought I stood up, turned around, looked at myself. Baby, in actuality, I spilled that water. I was done.
Woke up
But I got
feeling.
up and looked at, oh, there's
Myself just spilled water on myself.
There's you.
I didn't
Nah,
know nothing about it.
Cliff just tries to pee on face, so.
It's not. Stop. It's so many people, though.
Why you always pissing on people?
That's so ignorant to say, but it's so many people. And it's not people, like, it's places. Not anymore, of course, because I don't drink how
Red
pissed
cup,
on
red solo
mom's.
cups laying next to.
I
his
pissed
cousin's
on my
head.
friend's mom's
Oh, I
couch.
got videos and pictures.
I just be pissing. I'll black out
I
and
just be pissing. I
I'll
just be
decide
pissing.
where I want to
Drip, drip,
piss. And I'll just piss there. I pissed in my closet.
I just be pissing.
I do.
I just be pissing.
I'll wake up and think I'm walking to the bathroom and then
I just be pissing. So with my
and I'll wake
clothing
up and be like, why is it wet under my
that's
feet?
gonna be your
In the
shirt.
pissed.
That's gonna be your shirt when I do my clothing line.
I just be pissing. It's the truth too.
Don't quote
I
me
ain't did
on
that in years though.
Well, I would hope not, dude. We're almost 40.
I mean that doesn't matter. It's not about how old we are. It's about how
It's
much I
that-
consume.
It's that mental.
You know, and I
Ain't
don't
gonna beat
consume
you.
the same amount as I used to consume. So I'm not in that realm of thinking. But back in the day, boy, young boy used to go hard in the paint, waka flocka, you know what I'm saying? That may end up with me pissing somewhere I shouldn't have pissed.
Oh gee.
Sorry about your closet. I pissed
Sorry
in,
about your closet.
listen, I pissed in Blue's nightstand.
Oh my God.
in his nightstand. Like, I
Boy.
opened the drawer to the nightstand.
So you thought you was flipping the lid.
I don't know what I thought I was
You gotta
doing.
go home.
He was furious.
Oh, I'm sure.
I
I'll be
pissed in
mad
his
too.
nightstand.
Think you're gonna clean this shit
Whole
or take
drawer.
that shit with you.
Full of piss.
You gotta take that
All
shit
your
with
valuables.
you in the
Pissy.
hand.
Pissy valuables.
No,
Nobody wants pissy valuables.
take it with you. No, you're sick.
Oh,
Put it in your head. You're sick.
I'm telling you, I don't know what that was.
No.
I just used to piss.
Oh, he's pissy.
You know?
It's cool. When I do my start my clothing brand, so I'm gonna get you that.
I just be
It's
pissing.
custom.
You know?
It's custom. I just be pissing.
Right.
And on the back, yeah, drippy drip. Drippy drip.
No.
I just be pissing.
This ain't the drip you want.
Ain't my drip ain't no not drip. There ain't no other kind of drip.
Yeah, pass.
That's the only drip.
Well, you trying to finish that here? No. You not gonna take no piss
Only a little
home.
bit. What?
You not gonna
There
take
was
no
barely
piss
a
home.
quarter of
Yeah,
that.
it's only-
Spot.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
not
only
worried.
like that much in there.
I'm not
Like when
worried.
I started is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a full bottle.
Not at
We
all.
we took the first out of it. That was when Nah, I ain't gonna piss. I ain't gonna
No
piss.
shot for Mike.
Nah, I'm good.
Nah, Mike's good on the beer. Like Mike said, he doesn't want that 5-minute rewind. He don't got that superpower yet, so he don't need
So
to
wait,
do
Mike, what was your superpower? What did you final set on?
the 5-minute
Oh, yeah, it
rewind.
was the 5-minute rewind.
He ain't got that, so he don't want no shots.
Nah, I'm good.
Might end up drunk texting.
But what
It's-
is that? No,
it's
that's
clear.
not power. What are you
That
saying?
is a power.
What are you saying? What
I
is
think
it?
it's a power, like to be able to rewind time back. 5
Okay,
minutes.
okay, reverse. Okay,
I don't want the ability to go too far back.
okay, just 5 minutes.
Because that's how you
5
end
minute
up.
reverse.
That you get into timeline branching. and
Right,
all
you
that
ripping
shit.
the fabric of our.
I don't need all that.
Right,
Just
Is
let me
there-
rewind 5 minutes and fix one little thing.
right. Well, yeah,
Alright.
one little thing that sounds like a genie. That don't sound like a superpower.
Anything in your life.
I mean, I'll tell you what. There was a 5. I wish I had one this week. 5-minute rewind.
Let me
I need
think,
more
let
than
me
5.
I
think.
was driving. No, I was driving and I got hit.
Yes,
For
me
real?
too.
I
was in an accident.
I am coming down the side street right next to the kiddo's school, and this motherfucker who is parked on the side pulls out into me.
Wow. Oh my
Well, you
God.
know they have
me
money.
too.
Well, no shit. He had insurance.
Yeah,
Me too.
by his that you out that way, I'd be like, I don't want to rewind. I
Well,
wish I
and
could
then,
have fast
he
forward.
tried, and then so the shit happens. I get out the car and I apologize. I'm like, I don't know what happened there. Like, you all right? Like, everything cool? And like his front bumper scraped, and like I have a scraper along the side of my car. And he's like, "Well, I really think we should call the cops." I'm like, "All right, cool. Like, you fucking hit me." This dude, the cops show up. This dude tries to pin it on me, and the cop is like,
Dude.
"Well, he was in the street, and you were parked, and you acknowledged that you pulled out.
Like, come on. You just told on yourself.
So you're at fault if I write this as an at-fault ticket. Like, I can ticket you for it. Is that what you're looking for?"
What you want to do?
And he's
I'd have
like,
said, ticket him. He's the one who wanted to call y'all fuck ass.
Exactly.
Ticket him, sir. I didn't even want you here in the first place.
Except I was in Bexley, and I am not a resident of Bexley, so I was like, whatever, man, I don't care. Insurance company, I talked to the insurance company the same day, and they're like, no, he's clearly at fault. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. They're like, you can get them to pay for it. I'm like, all right.
Right. I got a question for your asses.
Uh-oh.
What you
Let's
got?
hear it. Uh-oh, she had the whip to get this one out. Uh-oh, this gonna be something spicy.
It ain't real all that, but it's
Okay.
enough. It's a topic.
Let me hear.
It's the main topic of life. Who really rules the world? Males or females?
Oh, we're going gender-based?
Males or females? Let's put all the stereotypes of males aside. Let's put all the females.
I mean, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day gotta end. As my
So
baby Glow.
here's the best.
Hold on, as my baby Glow said. You know. At the end of the day gotta end. Put all the factuals and the stereotypes and all that shit to the side. You got a gun in your head. You got a gun in your head. Real quick.
Men.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Men, but they're motivated
By
by
women.
women. That's what it is.
So what does that mean?
So, listen, okay.
More wars have been fought over women than anything else.
Right. So let's put it like this.
So you don't think the pussy got power?
That definitely has power. That's why we build skyscrapers and all kinds of shit like that, and y'all can't.
So, but who really runs the world?
Men. Because if all the men left, it wouldn't be but
y'all be looking at each other.
It would be 3.5% of women that would be ready to try to uphold the foundations. Left. We gotta keep doing construction work and sewer work.
No women left. Y'all left. Y'all the only dicks
We'd be
on
fine.
Earth.
Yeah, we would.
It'd be a lot of.
See, I don't know because that's what women say. If there was no dicks and it was just vaginas, we'd be fine.
It'd be a lot of raw dicks. It'd be a lot of raw dicks and hairy hands.
Be a lot of shit going on.
Be a lot of raw dicks and hairy hands. That's all I can say.
But you say men, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that, and that's not even me trying to be sexist or biased or anything like that. But I feel like
men are builders.
Right.
This is true. This is true.
So if women were to be by themselves, how do you keep the structure, the foundation of everything built, everything going?
Well, and I think even taking,
because that's what it comes down to.
But you have a heart.
But even beyond that,
men have a heart.
But even beyond
that, you need nurtured. You need cared for. Where's your emotional side?
If that were the case,
shit for me?
You would see matriarchal societies in world history, and you don't.
Right.
You only see patriarchal societies in history.
And the only
leader. Can you point to anything in world history since the dawn of man?
They're only highlighted.
Where women ran a society.
Cleopatra might have.
Women are overshadowed because a male is supposed to sit this high.
So how long has it been for y'all to learn y'all's job?
Excuse me.
What the fuck?
Y'all been allowed to work since the 70s.
Excuse me. We've been cooking and cleaning and all that shit.
I'm not even asking for that. I'm like you said, nurture me and shut the fuck up.
Okay, well,
let me build and let me protect and nurture me.
But no, what do? You
ain't hard enough for me. You a simp. You soft. That's not nurturing. Even soft niggas need nurture. So how do you nurture a soft nigga?
I'll take it even a step further.
That's a good question, though. How do you nurture a soft nigga?
It is.
Because
he's already there.
Right, because when you think about nurturing, you're thinking of a guy who hasn't experienced that enough throughout life.
Right.
So you need to soften him up by being affectionate to them. But if the man is already soft, how then do you nurture him?
It's a good little thought.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a good thought.
I mean, I will tell you being, 3 years separated, a year divorced at this point.
Right.
There is nothing a woman can offer me that I can't get myself.
This is true.
I don't know.
I have no interest.
I think we like to believe that, but I don't know that it's 100% true.
I will. My viewpoint right now is, and you're right, it can change, and I will make a statement that isn't.
That's just where that
ultimate on that.
Teaching.
I have no interest in ever being in another monogamous,
a societal,
solo, traditional relationship ever again. Because
Based
it's all risk and no
experiences.
reward. It's all risk and no reward.
That's also based off of the current construct of relationship.
Which is fair. If I can go take a hot young thing, whack her over the head, and you're mine now, maybe I have a different viewpoint.
Well, I'm saying not even. I get it. You trying to take it all the way back to caveman days. You trying to take it back.
That was a joke.
We know.
The views and expressions of this podcast are not necessarily those.
You hear what I'm saying? Not necessarily. Some of them may be sprinkled in, but not necessarily those. I don't know.
I know it's a game. It's a game.
It's all a game. And you know what the thing is?
It's a game, so I don't know.
Well, and they figured out how to win the game right now.
The 50-50 shit is real and the 80-20 is real.
Well, see, the 50-50 is only real now because of where we are as a society. The powers that be won. They won.
Yeah,
the
they got women into the workforce.
Right, that's what I was about to say. The reason why they wanted to break up the family is so they could manipulate the children, they could get taxes off of the women who are currently working, and they can promote feminism enough to the point that every woman feels like, I'm good by myself. I don't need to be on my own.
Independence.
But it's not helping the man or the woman at the end of the day.
It's not.
It's not.
Because then it's a battle.
All it's helping is those Rothschilds that I plan on astro projecting to this motherfucking evening. I'm gonna see you in Buckingham, bitch.
That's the thing, is you think it's just the Rothschilds.
Oh no, it's not just. I'll be to the next one. Once I master this astro projection thing. Can you touch them though?
No, usually astro projection is you're not physical. It's ethereal.
Well, at least I'll figure out where you at.
You just gotta go and be.
I can't listen. I'm gonna knock something over. You gotta know I'm here.
That's not your superpower, then, my guy.
They gonna be like, I heard a boo. I did everything I could to make sure
these your ass back to the
knew I was there.
Boo back there, motherfucker. No, because that's not it. You can't come and fuck up.
Damn it. But yeah, no. I think that there's a few families. I think Kanye West said it perfectly when he broke down the tears of the world.
Kanye.
I think he said it perfectly, to be honest.
I'm not really paying attention to him ever since we doing this crazy shit. I'm not gonna beat you.
But that's the name of their game.
Who's there?
The powers that be. The minute that you step out of line, the best thing that we can do to discredit you is make you seem crazy. So we'll institutionalize you, say that Kanye had a unfortunate incident that caused him to have to be checked in.
And all this extra shit. He just like, all right, y'all think I'm crazy.
Well, no. I think at that point, once you're released, you now have to play by the rules.
I'm just gonna put the shit on.
Now listen, I have to play by the rules, right? I have to give you enough crazy for you to know that your shit worked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I can't just get back to exactly who I was, because then I'm going to be put right back into the loony bin.
Which is why when Diddy got popped, Kanye is on some bunker in Switzerland right now.
So there's secrets in the world.
You said their secrets?
So there's THERES.
Right.
There's.
There are.
THER like there. Theirs.
Right.
Yours.
Okay.
There's like out there. There's their secrets in the world.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
So what are we coming about?
What we are coming about? What are we coming about right now?
Do I need to bring my baby into this shit? Like what?
No, I don't think so. But I mean, I don't think so.
I need a little me.
But
I get it. But I think we're wrapping up right now.
I think we are at the precipice right now, and I think that throughout human history, I don't necessarily think it's God.
I think so.
He coming back?
I think God has no interest in the mortal plane. That's just my take. I think that's
pretty.
What we are coming up on right now is the same point in history that we have come up before in our civilization, which is those with power versus those that aren't, and those that don't have power are on the verge of revolution yet again in world history.
Well, see, here's the thing that I find funny about it.
There's someone that sits at the top, though.
Right, and there's someone. Listen. There's a reason why, and I know it sounds cheesy, but there's a reason why the trees in your lungs look the same. Yeah. There's a reason why the universe can be seen, galaxies can be seen in your eyes.
And nothing about what I said did I say God does not exist.
No, I'm just saying this.
Or I don't think it, him, her, it has an interest in the mortal plane.
So let me ask you this.
Above and beyond any of our comprehension, and that we are just spokes within the wheel.
I agree, 1,000, but let me ask you this. If you had a child that did some awful shit.
I was just about to say some fuck shit.
Yeah, some awful shit, right? That may make you feel a way about that child, but it's not going to stop you from loving that child. Yeah. So at some point, you're going to know if I can better this by stepping in. Not only should I must.
So I would take it to the other extreme, which is I can't change the cells in my body to do something differently. And if you look at it from the Toltec, or you look at it from the Hermetic, like, we are already part of the all.
Right, but you're not in control.
But the all isn't the all doesn't need to enforce control because they're above that. We are simply happening within them.
I completely understand, but your analogy would be like saying you got cancer. You yourself use your body to fight off your cancer. You don't have control. You don't have control to be able to do that, right? So the only person that has control would be the Most High. And if you agree with word,
but again, I think this is partial to our previous discussions on human arrogance.
Right.
We're not the biggest fish to fry.
No, definitely. I definitely agree. But if you believe in the word and it's all already written, then yeah, it would seem like he wouldn't come back to help you because I have to let the story play out.
Right.
The story's not done. It's not time for me to come help because the story's already been written and it's not done for you yet, kid.
And I think that's what I mean by... I know I said no interest in the mortal plane, no interest in interfering in the mortal plane.
There we go. That makes more sense to me. Not until his interference is time. And that comes, I feel like, generationally. Yeah. I feel like there's resets of the world all the time. Well, and people are still arguing how old the motherfucker actually is. Some people say 3,500 years.
It's a reset every year.
I mean a great reset. Okay. I mean like a great flood or volcanic, something that eliminates everyone in the area.
We are overdue for a mass extinction.
Right.
And if you believe in things that they continuously unearth, history didn't start 2,000 years ago, 4,000, 5,000 years ago. History started 200,000
BCE.
Some people argue millions.
BCE.
Right.
And we would never know. That's why I'm saying and that goes back to the arrogance of man. You got all these scientists like, nah, this is what the crust is only showing. Fuck what the crust is saying, my G.
Why is it that we unearth things every year, it seems like, that says, oh, this is 400,000 or 200,000 years old, and it's a spear made with technology that we didn't think existed until 5,000 years ago.
Right. That's the arrogance of man.
That's Atlantis. That's the pyramids. Like, the pyramids are older than what they're claimed to be.
Right.
So the movies we watch, 2012.
Stargate. That is the only one that is accurate.
What's the Stargate? What's that?
Stargate is ancient. Basically, it's a continuation of the ancient aliens or ancient human theory, the first man theory.
To say, so then you just answered it.
They're okay.
You believe in them.
Well, and it's.
But what are they exactly?
The question is, what are they, right?
Yeah.
Because, so if you look at the Enuma Elish, you look at the Emerald Tablets, they were here, they created us, and then they left.
Right.
Or some portion of them left, or the majority of them left. And they left rulers in their stead, which were still
right.
Alien or first man people to rule over the hybrids, which are us, which were made from...
we were so-called all hybrids to be...
alien...
But the rulers that they allowed to rule were the people with the closest bloodlines to the people
which would be things like the Rothschilds.
Right.
Or...
That's how you know these motherfuckers inbred. Like, look at them.
Yeah.
Look at them. You know what I'm saying? They're
because it was
inbred.
all about keeping the bloodline. It was all about keeping the most amount of native or human DNA, hominid DNA out of the bloodline.
Right. And don't get me wrong. I know, I do kind of mean it disrespectfully, but I know there's a bit of that in all of us. But you can look at them. Look at the Rothschilds, the royal family, all that. You can look at them and say, these niggas either are missing chromosomes or they have more than we do.
Right.
Something is off with these motherfuckers.
Right. Well, and I think that ties back to other theories throughout history that, like, we've talked about the African giants before.
Mm-hmm. And that's recent.
No reason why those weren't real.
There was a race
and closer in bloodline to these
the Nephilim people. And all them.
Yeah.
Right. So there was a race of Africans, so a tribe of Africans.
And it's real.
Yeah, where the men grew up to 9.5 feet tall, and the women's average was like 7.5 feet tall. And they had pictures, but what happened was, you stupid pussy stretch. How big? Listen, what the fuck? How deep did that motherfucker go? You know what I'm saying? How deep did that motherfucker? That's a great. You hear what I'm saying? But
the Nile River.
Back in the day, they discovered them throughout, like when the slavery shit was going on. They looked at them as a threat, so they abolished all of them. Okay. Now there's only certain people from that bloodline that still carry the height, but they're not anywhere as near as tall as what the originals used to be. Yeah. But there were rumors that it wasn't just Africa, it was all over. Well, there are places in America that the Indians fought.
And to take that a step further, part of the hominid hybrid theory is that whether it was the ancient gods, aliens, first man,
psychedelics,
whatever,
they attribute some of it to psychedelics. Well,
and they attribute the racial differences in humanity to which of the gods they were actually generated from.
That's interesting.
You and I have talked about that a little bit in the past, but there's
but
the idea that the Norse pantheon is what gave rise to white folks. The Egyptian pantheon is what gave rise to black folks in Africa. The gods of India and the gods of the East are what gave rise to those different people, and maybe that those people were all of the same alien race, but their differences were basically brands that were put on humans as part of continuing that these are my people, these are your people.
But wasn't it when Pangea was a thing, there weren't white people?
Guys.
It all depends on what you believe and how far back you think human history goes, because humans weren't around during Pangea, depending what you believe.
Well, no, we had to be, because they had people that walked from...
No, you had like the Bering Strait. You had pieces of land that were
okay, I'm following now.
Like, that ties what you're talking about ties more to like the Earth tilt.
Right.
And then when the Earth tilts, the water mass distributes in a different way.
Right.
And so different land masses come above water versus where they were before based on how the Earth is tilted.
Nah, I mean, that makes sense. And I didn't mean
Jay's like, what the fuck did I get into?
We talk about that, though. I'm not being disrespectful or anything like that. I'm just keeping it a buck. But my whole reason why asking that question is because in the Bible, the word Elohim means multiple gods.
Yep.
Talk to me.
Means multiple gods, not just one. So that would mean that there would
be... If you read ancient translations, it's the, what is it? It's the...
From Hebrew to...
Not the Somali. Is it the Ethiopian version of the Bible?
The Ethiopian is... The Ethiopian is the furthest back...
And if you read...
quote unquote most accurate
And if you read translations from that, it's God's. It's not
God. Right.
So we're not on
the word Elohim. Version. Well, King James, and then here's the thing. This is what I heard.
That's after white folks got a hold of it.
Exactly.
We know what the fuck we wanted.
King James, we talked about this on the show. Before he wrote the Bible, he wrote a demonic book 2 years prior. So how are you into, like, demonology, and then all of a sudden you become Christian?
Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not.
I mean, but you got to know, because the thing is, if you want to be, what's the word I want to use here?
Complex?
No, if you want to be...
No, if you want to follow the word of God, it's important to understand where the word of God is coming from.
Right, and who it is the one that's giving you that information. Right. Because there's a lot of things that aren't in the Geneva Bible or the King James Bible that are in the Geneva Bible. And we know the Geneva Bible was translated from the Ethiopian Bible. So if you go through all these translations, it's like playing telephone back in the day when you was in preschool. Eventually the word gets distorted and you don't know what the original message was. Right. So if you don't know who the person is that's actually giving you the word, you may not be susceptible to realize the tricks that they put into that book.
And that's
So
the
who's
whole
the actual
like Da Vinci.
factuals?
That's
What's
the whole.
actual book?
Well, you know what? Me and my grandmother talk about it all the time. And you know how Meemaw is definitely religious. And I agree with her. She said the Muslims are actually the only ones that have it right. And that's because the Muslims don't translate their Bible. If you want to be a part of this Muslim religion, you'll learn that language to understand the Bible. That way you know that no one has touched this to translate it. This is the original word because we didn't let anybody come in and try to change it. You have to learn this language to learn our religion. But she's not saying that she believes that they're right.
Well, and I mean,
but at the end of the day, I want to finish with this. At the end of the day, I feel like religion itself is the opposite of Jesus. If you believe in Jesus and you believe in his story, there's nothing religious about him. If you really want to think about it, the religions were the ones that killed him. Yeah. He was preaching to the people that weren't religious. The prostitutes, the alcoholics, he was preaching to them. Religion does nothing but cast out people who are not members. And that's the exact opposite of what Jesus was saying. Show love to everyone, gain an understanding, and preach the word of God. Right. But once you say, I can't get with you because you're non-dominational and I'm Episcopalian, that sounds like Jesus to you? I can't baptize you because you didn't. What?
Well, and I think the biggest thing in that whole spiel is that
that's crazy.
Jesus is not a Christian. Jesus was a Jew. And if you look at the Torah, the Quran, and the Old Testament of the Bible, those all tell similar creation stories, similar myths, similar stories within that.
Right.
It's when you get to the New Testament where shit gets fucked up.
Right.
Y'all telling me I need to read the Bible first?
See me, okay. So this is how I feel about it, and I've talked to
the
my
Emerald
grandma about it
Tablets
as well.
and the Enuma Elish, and then you could read the Quran, the Torah, and then the Bible.
I mean, if you're that devoted to your journey, yes, that would be the best way to go about it. If you were that,
my higher, power.
I mean, that's my whole thing. My whole thing is I would much rather talk to you. Yeah. Than absorb words that may be right, maybe and I don't want a misunderstanding. I much rather speak to you and see what I feel in return to see if I'm close to where you need me to be than try to read a book that may not have been written by somebody who followed in the first place.
The most interesting religious conversation I've ever had with somebody was an atheist who came up Jesuit theology background. Mm-hmm. So somebody who studied texts, who studied religions across multiple, religions, denominations, etc. And atheist is probably not the right word, but like agnostic, like he came to the belief that it is the higher power is beyond our understanding, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to work towards being closer to the higher power.
Right. I agree with that.
And I think that starts with just living a moral life and living to a code of ethics. And that code of ethics that you have may not be for everyone, but that may be how you personally are able to get closer to that higher power.
Right.
Because I don't think any of the world religions have it right, period.
Nah, I don't think religion is the answer. You know what I'm saying?
And that I can agree with you on.
Like, I feel like if you just removed religion, we would all be a bit closer to where we needed to be.
I think that's fair.
Not to say that, I identify as Christian because I believe in the story, but that's not to say that I'm looking at a Buddhist or a Jew or a Muslim like, you're wrong.
Right.
How the fuck is he wrong?
Right.
We just talked about Elohim. Multiple gods. That could be the guy that he needs to be praying to.
Yep.
Who am I to be like, nah, Jesus is the one true? Maybe. But I'm definitely not going to say you're wrong because I don't know that I'm right. All I know is if his word was true, I need to treat you the same way I would treat my brother.
Yep. And that I can respect and that I can get behind.
You know, but it's all deep.
Speaking of this vaping.
My other vapes in my.
No.
That's my magic vape.
It's weed overall, because I don't understand that. You putting chemicals.
I mean.
Smoking a battery.
No, I agree. Not smoking a battery.
You smoking a battery.
I'm not smoking a
Yep.
battery.
Energizer Bunny.
I mean, it could get me going and going.
Suck it up. Yes.
Nah, the battery is just the what's it called? What do you call it?
It's the ignition. It's
Like the conduit, like the
It's okay.
just like when you put a piece of paper on 2 batteries, it catches fire.
You heard what I said. You smoking that shit.
You goddamn right, and I'm gonna keep smoking it too.
No.
I'm gonna keep smoking it.
No.
And that's got for all you niggas out there listening. Say, how does nigga talk about religion and then say you goddamn got?
Okay,
got
G-O-T.
Right.
T, not D.
Never D.
Name in vain, G-O-T.
But shit.
What else we got? We got anything? It's been a good episode.
It has been. Last thing I want to point out before we wrap up here, I think that all of it, and this kind of wraps back into the original conversation we were having. I really, truly, and honestly believe that all of this alien talk is a setup for Bluebeam.
What is what?
So Project Bluebeam is the belief that at some point a world government, powers that be, will fake an alien invasion
By
basically unify
putting
the world
holograms in
government.
the sky.
Now,
So,
to
you
what
believe the
end,
government
I
is gonna
don't
do this.
necessarily
right.
understand.
So,
but-
When
Cloud,
do you think that this is going to happen?
well, if you believe...
I honestly think it's going to happen within the end of the year to the beginning of 2025.
So there have
Holograms
actually
in the
been
sky.
2 predictions around aliens revealing themselves. It is 2027 was the kind of
the
the
so-called
original
end of the
projection.
world, right?
Well, it wasn't even end of the world. It was
But that's the
theoretically that's when Nibiru or whatever comes back into alignment with Earth.
that's the date predicted by the Bible.
Yeah, and then
2027 would be the end of the
the
world.
one I've recently heard is 2030. But 2027 has been something that UFO conspiracists, whoever, have talked about for a long time. That 2027 is when the veil is lifted, and
You know what cloud seeding is, right?
No.
That shit where you see the airplanes flying in the sky, putting with them trails, and the
Yeah,
trails turn
okay.
into clouds, and they get bigger and expand, and they end up being the clouds, and they block the sun and all that.
Well, I never paid attention to them.
They've been doing it for years. Now, what that cloud seeding, what's in it is called chaff. Chaff.
Just particles, basically.
Right, it's metal particles that the military use to blanket planes or ships in war. So we could drop this chaff from the sky and it would block out everything on the other side of that.
Well, and chaff in general previously was used to disrupt warheads. So things that
Right.
line of sight based tracking, it disrupted them and caused them to
It
either
stopped you
fall
from
or
being able to see me.
detonate.
You can't see me anymore if I drop this out the back of my plane. Now the missile's looking like, where'd the plane go?
Invisible.
Right. So that chaff, because it has medical particles in it, look up the conspiracy of glitter.
Stop playing.
Look up the conspiracy of glitter. They're saying that
They could be used.
you can project images off of that metal that looked real. And since they're doing it in the sky, they can project them in the sky, right? So it looks like a whole bunch of spaceships is in the sky. Then they shoot missiles down at the people. And we thinking it's coming from these things in the sky, but it's really the people
It's really the powers that be
Right.
shooting through it.
trying to make it seem like we're being invaded so we can all get on one world order. Because
Now,
they think...
to what end? I don't. That's the part that has never made sense to me.
What you mean, like, as far as to what end?
Like, what's the end goal there?
One world order.
Okay, to what end? For what reason? For what purpose?
Because if there's only one government, it's easier to control everyone. Everyone in the
I don't
world.
think it is. I think I disagree with the premise. I think you could try, but I think that there is not enough military might in the world to control every person on Earth.
But that's exactly why you would do something like Project Bluebeam to get everybody united. Oh, we're being invaded by an otherworldly. Well, we're all in the same team. Let's do our best to make sure we're all working together, and then you implement rules that are across the board on the world.
Is that necessarily a bad thing?
Definitely, when you think about the people conducting it.
Well, inherently, it's not evil. It's what you use it to do.
Listen, let's think about this right now. Let me tell you something. Right
because
now,
theoretically, that's the whole
I'm going to.
You better
Let me tell you something.
Star Trek.
Right now, we are in a election where we can either vote for Donald Trump or the bitch that says she would lower grocery prices. Are you fucking crazy? Lowering grocery? How about you raise the price of people getting paid? Why do I care if the groceries are lower? I need to make sure I can cover my bills.
Well, that's what the lower groceries.
And you think that would help? That just you lowering the groceries back to the price that they should have been all along is going to help me with my bills, knowing that my car insurance is raising to $300 a month.
I'm not
property
arguing
tax
your
is now.
point.
It's not, but a little bit.
My whole point is that Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are playing for the same team.
Definitely. That's a definite. But I'm saying
They're both answering to the same mega.
But I'm saying though, once we've gotten to a point where you can just screw with the people enough that you like, we'll lower grocery costs.
And that's what I'm saying.
And people are like, oh my gosh, that may help me.
So who you voting for?
I'm not voting. Not voting at all. Give a fuck who runs this bitch. It's already run to the ground.
You're gonna vote for local elections.
I will. Yeah, I did say I would do that. I said I would do local. I don't give a fuck about the president. I don't care who wins. I don't give a fuck. It ain't gonna change
in fairness,
nothing.
Donald Trump's whole point is put the power back in the hands of the state. I think what would be fantastic is if you saw Trump win, but then all of the states flip Democratic.
That would never be the case, though.
No, it wouldn't. But
Yeah, that would never be the case.
I'm just saying that.
I mean, that would be
entertaining.
that would be nice to see, but that would never be the case.
But I mean, ultimately, what power does the president have? They don't have.
They can Kodak Black my nigga Young Thug.
Shit.
Can you Kodak Black somebody if they're on probation? Like, I'm exonerating him from probation and everything. Like, fuck the... I know he's not in jail, but he's still exonerated. Can you do that? You looking it up?
No, I was just making sure that Kodak Black was the one that...
No, he definitely was.
You're right, he was.
And Lil Wayne, I believe.
What's Lil Wayne's real name?
Dwayne.
Michael Carter.
Yep.
These were just... I don't remember these charges, though. Alright.
But he did, right?
He did.
See? I be knowing shit. I might not know the politics that y'all know, but I be knowing, what comes of it.
Just a little bit.
I'm not a fool now.
Lil Wayne's just, he's...
Yeah, Lil Wayne was a small fish.
I mean,
but
Lil Wayne is on the same fucking Epstein parties that Trump is.
Oh, I agree.
No doubt.
But Trump is a genius, though. Well, I agree, allegedly. Trump is a
allegedly,
genius, though,
allegedly.
because
The lawyer
Lil
lady
Wayne,
up there in the booth is telling me to say allegedly.
everybody loves Lil Wayne. Why would I not exonerate Lil Wayne just so everybody would be like, Trump that nigga? And then who else? Kodak Black? Why the fuck would Trump exonerate Kodak Black?
That's a great question.
He's a genius. He like, listen, I don't know the nigga, but black folks like him. Might help me next time. Get him out.
Oh, and that's what he's counting on.
And let's keep it a buck. I'm not trying to ride for Trump because I'm definitely not voting for the nigga. But they be talking like Trump don't like black folks and all that. But think about him in the 90s. Who was he with?
hanging the Central Park 5.
Who is he with? They don't care about little guys. They don't care about no little guys. You're guilty if the courts thought you were guilty. It's not my job to judge. You're guilty. But Trump's the same guy who was Mike Tyson's best fucking friend, helped Al Sharpton out of his tax situation, put, who was it? Not Jesse Jackson's people, but it was somebody else's people up, like, gave him a house and all that. Like, that's not the thing of somebody that hates black people. Now, you can try to frame it that way if you'd like. But that's not somebody that hates black people. Still don't like the nigga. Don't get it twisted. But we got to look at the way things are being framed.
No, and I mean, my whole point around this whole election, and I think this happened a couple of weeks before you and I took the hiatus. The fact that Kamala was fucking nominated with no democratic process pisses me off. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to vote for somebody that was nominated.
You don't just get
with
to pick.
No democratic process.
You don't get to pick anymore.
Literally picked by donors.
Guys,
no
I'm not
one
gonna
else.
beat ya.
You said what?
I said I'm not gonna beat ya.
I mean, I'm not
in the world.
Vote for whoever you want
But
to.
I haven't voted in 2 years.
Oh, okay.
My little report card showed it.
Oh, they got an app now?
No, they sent that shit through the mail.
Yeah, they got an app now.
Yeah.
They have an app now that will tell you whether
a report card.
Not
It's
who you
called
voted
a
for,
report
but just
card, and
whether-
the shit comes through the mail. You have a report card, and it starts from what, 2018, 2019?
I think
I've
it's
never
2016.
never seen
Whatever.
that.
Baby, I was on,
I got
off,
one,
on,
too.
off, on, off,
For
off,
real?
off. On, off,
I've never-
off.
But I don't open
Mine
mail
was a
either.
perfect record, though. So
Whatever,
it didn't
Mike.
bother me.
It don't mean you
Whatever.
voted right, motherfucker.
I walked
Whatever.
my ass over to the Blackburn Community Center right there.
we all got fucking what's it called? Swindled by Obama.
Listen,
Every
I don't
single
know,
one of us.
But my point was,
Cliff.
I gotta get more into it, but I do not.
Yeah, no, I don't really give a fuck about the
I
politics.
don't care
because
about
the game
history.
Is fucked up.
I care about history, but I don't. I do, but I don't.
I
I
know what
do,
you
but I
mean.
don't.
I know
I
what
mean,
you
if
mean.
women run the world, then Kamala will win. And, it won't
And
be a
I
problem.
don't care about the politics. I do, but I don't. I care about who run the world. Yeah, what's going on, what happens to me, yada yada.
Well, we'll never really
But
know.
I don't.
So who gives a fuck? Like, honestly, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck if Trump or Kamala wins? It still doesn't change the powers that be controlling everything. So who gives a fuck?
Agreed. They're both playing for the same team.
Right. We know that you're still appeasing these inbred motherfuckers regardless of who gets elected. So I don't really care. Do y'all's thing, but I'm not wasting gas unless y'all want to send me a shell card or something. Even still, I might have to use that for something else, not going to the fucking phone
Shell.
booth.
Get shell gas.
I mean, I've never seen a
Shut
shell in
your
a while.
ass.
That's,
Shut your ass.
that's the first thing that
Shut
popped
your
into my
ass,
mind.
Speedway.
We know it's Speedway.
I mean,
It's Speedway card.
it'd probably be cheaper. Give me a shell joint.
Give me a Speedway
I'll drive
gas
out
card.
east.
All right.
You're out north? Nah, I ain't driving out north. I go out east before I go out north.
I'm gonna do a podcast, guys.
I know. We gonna talk. We gonna
We'll
talk.
talk about it.
So yeah.
We gonna talk.
All
But
right.
yeah, no, we can wrap up.
Tay, you got anything you want to say to the people before we wrap up here?
Just be on the lookout for me.
I know
am
that's
coming
right,
out.
baby.
TBH is my clothing line, to be honest.
Okay.
Tay's Corner is the podcast. She's coming out. I'm
Okay.
not going to be working for nobody come
I know that's right.
2026.
There you go.
Hopefully
Listen, we need
2027.
we
I'm
need
so
all the
serious. I will have my models and all of that for the
we
brand.
need all the bags in the loop. Like, you get all your bags out there, cause I'm riding coattails, baby. If you pop
I'm
off,
serious.
I'm
I have
grabbing the
to-
back of your Nike hoodie. Like, baby, take me with you.
I'm serious. I have to do this. I don't like the
The
facts, the thought that somebody got my livelihood in their hands.
Right,
and take
you know
it
what I'm
away
saying?
whenever they can. I don't
Man,
like
I don't
that.
really
I don't
give
like
a
that.
fuck,
I've
'cause
been
I get
fired from
down.
a couple of jobs.
I get
Not the
down.
only one.
Not
Worst
gonna hold you, so I don't like that.
I've only been fired one time,
I've been fired a couple times.
and that was a temp agency job, so I don't count it for real.
Whatever,
But
nigga, you got fired.
all I know is worst
Clifford,
case
you can't
scenario.
come back.
Right. All I know is worst case scenario if everybody shut me down. I get down.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I
the
really
money.
get down. I'll be in somebody's woods with my straps loaded up somewhere, just chilling on the, waiting for my next
We didn't even talk about the latest.
Get down.
We didn't even talk about the latest in the compound ideas, so we'll come back to that next
I'm
episode.
I'm waiting on that.
Y'all
I'm
better have me
all,
back.
I'm all in.
Cliff, you got to
You
take
guys
us
some
out.
family now. Fuck them inbreds. All praise be to the Most High, whichever Elohim you prefer. Ain't no more Pangea. We all humans. Let's get it.
I mean, how am I supposed to top that? Do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell an enemy. Tell them to troll. And with all that,
Tay's
peace out,
Corner,
folks.
TBH coming soon.
Tune in for Tay's Corner. I'm on that bitch.